Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at Suggester 2. Suggester 2 is a marvellous app. If you want to compose songs, make arrangements, sort out some chords you might already have, play your own chords in, see what they are, add them to your song. Suggester is going to let you do this really easily and you can really get some great stuff going. Right, so first of all, when you open Suggester, you will be presented with this screen, which is the file browser. Let's click on this little plus here and it's going to make us a new project. So you've got different instruments included in Suggester that you can use, but Suggester is an AUV3. You can export MIDI. You can use it in an AUV3 as a MIDI instrument, so as a MIDI effect, so it'll play other instruments. I'm going to choose this vintage electric piano and I'm going to hit done. The first thing it's going to ask me is to select a scale. So I'm going to click on this. I am going to choose my favorite scale, which is A minor. So I'm just going to go A and natural minor, and then I can play the scale. Marvelous. Let's hit done. Now, here is where you start to build your song. Now, there's a couple of things I like to do first, right? So you can audition. Any chords you like, and all these chords will be related to A minor. Now, when you first load stuff in, right, it will be defaulted to half a bar. So for example, all you need to do to add a chord in is just click this and it adds it, click this and it adds it, and click this and it adds it, right? So you'll see this represents like half note. It's like half a bar. So if I have this on repeat and click play, okay, I am going to edit this now and get rid of these. So I'm going to click this, delete. I'm going to click this, and I'm going to delete both of them. Can I? No. Right. I'm going to delete that one as well and hit done. I want my chords initially to play for a whole bar. Now you can change all this when you've built your song, and I'll show you how to do that, right? I'm also going to show you how to use it as an AUV3, how to export your MIDI, etc. All that other cool stuff. And the really nice things you can do with Suggester that make life really easy. Okay, so we go up here into our main little cogwheel here, and you'll see down the bottom is different things you can set up for your user interface, that kind of stuff. Down here where it says note duration, you'll see it says default is half a note. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click whole note. That's basically one bar. Okay. Now you can also set up your BPM and stuff like that, but I think it's defaulted to 120. Right. Okay. Let's go back. So now we've done that. Everything now should play as one bar. So if I select, say, I'm going to put this A7 sus2 in, find something you like, so maybe this D7. Let's put that in. Now you'll see that they're one bar. Let's put another one in. Let's put this let's put this in because it's a bit weird, and let's have a look at some others. Now you have absolutely tons of chords to choose from. Let's add that. Okay. If I play this now, you've got those, right? So that's your chord sequence. However, if I want these last two to change, all I need to do is tap on this and it brings up the duration again and also the arpeggiator. So for example, I'd like these to play for half a bar and click done. I can choose the next one and have this one play for anything I like. So maybe which is 2 bars, for example. Or maybe that'd be a bit mad. So I'm going to go with maybe super fast, a quarter note, and hit done. So now when this repeats, okay, so this is the way you arrange the timing for your song. Right, I am going to go back here and create a brand new one. So click on this, create a new one, and it's going to open up. I'm going to choose our vintage piano again, because I really like that as the internal instrument while I'm working stuff out. At this point now, you can select the scale, or you can go with, like, let's just add some standard chords. There they all are. Let's look at the chord builder. For example, my MIDI keyboard is hooked up, but you can say, right, okay, chord type, standard, custom, play. Or we could go with chord detector, and if I play a chord, it'll give us chords it's detected from what I've played. So we can reset that, or we can go back to chord suggestions, and we need to select the scale. So maybe let's select C this time and harmonic major. Click done, and this will give us all the chords in C harmonic major. Now, here's a good rule of thumb. Once you've set your duration here in the global settings, it will stay there until you change it again, right? So you don't need to worry about having it play over, but you can change it to whatever you like. I want to put in a marker. Now, if we hit this little plus button here, we get loads of stuff we can mess around with, but I'm more interested in adding a section marker. Now, I can do this. Let's give it a color, hit done. You can do this anytime you want, right? In fact, you can move stuff around, but let's click on this and give it a name. I'm going to call this intro. I'm going to give it a color. Well, I've already given it a color, so it doesn't matter. This is a play count. This is how many times it will play once you've put a bunch of chords in, right? So, for instance, you might have a really short intro to play, but you want it to play for a longer time. So let's hit 2. So whatever I put in here is going to play twice. So, for example, let's put this in, and let's put this in. Let's put this in again. And that one to end, right? So they're all going to play for 1 bar. They're all called intro. If we have this play now without looping, it'll play again because we've got it set to play twice. Right, here's another tip. That's your intro, for example. I'm going to add in another section marker. Call it verse, call it whatever you want, you know, and we're going to have that play twice as well. And it's already default. Actually, we'll have this one go yellow and go done. And there's our new marker. Now, anything we can add underneath. Now, if we hit edit, right, this is what I mean. If you've forgotten to put a marker in the first place, right, you can hit edit and just move this stuff around wherever you want. So you could just add a marker anytime and slide it back to the top. But it's handy because if you don't have a marker in, you can't have this section play twice or 3 times or whatever. So put markers in whenever you need to change stuff. Okay, we can play section 1. We can stop it down here. Now this is where we can, so what was our last chord? So our last chord was this A flat major 7. So let's add this in here, and this will go into section 2. Let's add that one there because that's really nice. Let's add that one as well, and maybe choose something else down here. It's entirely up to you. Now, Right, so now if we play this, it's just going to play our second section like that. And if we click play on the whole thing, it will play through the entire project. So don't forget, these will play twice. Now we'll jump to section 2. And on you go. It's going to play twice, so let's just stop that. On you go until you're happy. Now, you can also add arpeggiators to this as well. So if I click on our little icon here, you'll see arpeggiator mode is all default. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to have this one go up. And the step length, I'm going to set to maybe 8th notes, okay? Because we want our arpeggiator to be a bit quicker, right? Let's just click done. Like this, and maybe on this one, let's see what it sounds like. If I started that arpeggiator, yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop that. There we go. I put it on the first one. So let's see. On this one, I'll have this one play just the chord, and I'll click on this, and I'll change the arpeggiator mode to down, and I'll have the step length to be a 8th note again, and click on this. And now if we play our first section, okay, you get this. So on this one, right, we could click on this and have our arpeggio go skip up, and this time we'll have it much faster. We'll have it on a 16th like that. Click done. And on this one, we'll click on here, and we'll go to arpeggiator mode and have it skip down, and also have the step length to be 16th. Now you can see with your step lengths, you can have, well, you kind of know how it works, right? If we don't, I'll show you this in a sec, but it's kind of self-explanatory once you listen to it, sort of thing. So you don't need to know all the music stuff. Right, let's play this now, see what happens. So our first section, and then we'll let the second section play. Okay, brilliant. Let's stop that again, stop it playing twice. Now, at any time we like, we can go in and change the instruments. Let's change it to, say, this organ sound. Click done and play again. This just gives you a feel for what you want to end up with in your track. Don't forget, we can export the MIDI or have this play on other instruments. It's entirely up to you. You're just building your song at the moment, right? Now, these here, these are the modifiers. You can change how a chord is inserted anytime you like using the modifiers. So, for example, if I now choose let's go and choose something bonkers like this. Okay, and I choose this modifier here and go, well, what's the arpeggiator mode? I'm going to have it skip up. I'm going to have the step length to be 8th note, and close this now. And if I play that bonkers chord, or this one, so I could add this one in there, and it would follow what the modifier is saying until you change it. So let's put another marker in just for fun, because it's a good practice to get into. So maybe it was a chorus, so we can add in a section marker, and we'll give it another color, and click repeat twice just for fun, and put it there. And now we can add in our And once I add that in here to this section, I'll add this in as well. I'll just hit add, and then I'll add that again, and then I'll add that again. All of these are going to have that arpeggiated tone unless you change the modifier. You can change the modifier now back to, let's see, it was just default, which is off and whatever. Leave that on 8th note. But now it's just going to play the chord again. But these, going to play twice, don't forget. These are going to play the modifiers, right? So modifiers are really, really handy. Now you can also, well, while you're in here, you can go, you've got chord suggestions. You can also say, well, okay, maybe it'd be best to show you this on it. No, we'll do it on this. Click on here. You've got borrowed chords, for example. You can go with scale degrees. You've got modulations, so you can modulate from one chord into another chord and it's going to sound correct. This is all getting a bit techie, so you don't need to worry about this stuff. Your best bet is chord suggestions. Then you've got classic progressions, right? So let's change the instrument again to something like an acoustic guitar. I click done, right? So you can try different chord progressions. We could say, let's try that with strings. So you can choose different instruments anytime you like. Okay, let's leave it on our, oh, piano's quite nice as well. Right, so let's just play this through before we go any further, see how it sounds. You get the idea. It's going to change when it gets to the bottom here, right? You also have these. You can sort your metronome out, so you can switch your metronome on if you want to. You can have effects active. You've got some reverbs and a bit of delay. Let's try that, shall we, just for fun. And delay time. Let's put more reverb on there. And the metronome will play as well. So let's just try that on that last section. And this is where you can set your tempo. So you can go in, set your tempo to whatever you like, set your time signature, and you're golden. Okay, when you're happy and you've got your song all sorted out here, what's this one as well? Let's have a look at this, what this is. Oh yes, select a new scale, detect the scale, transpose your song. Okay, and stuff you can mess around with. Edit we've covered, building your song we've covered. You can see how easy it is, right? There's nothing complicated about this app. It just lets you get on with the job of building great chord sequences for you to use in your song. Right, so let's go and take a look at this in AUM. Before I go from this, though, I'm going to go back to my documents here, and this is what we've done. And I'm just going to long hold on it and rename this to, I don't know, Strange, because it was a bit strange. Now, the cool thing is now, if we export our MIDI. I'll do this in a minute, but if we export our MIDI, it remembers all the actual arpeggios and stuff like that. So I'm going to close this out completely and open AUM. And once you have a session in AUM, I'm going to suggest as a MIDI instrument. So MIDI effects, audio, MIDI, click on here, audio unit MIDI processor, suggester. I'm going to open up Piano Tech for this. So Piano Tech. First thing to do, I want to change this sound in Piano Tech to a felt piano. So felt 1 or 2, doesn't really matter. Close this. I'm going to lower the volume a bit. I'm going to click on the little toaster icon here in AUM and MIDI outputs. I'm going to send Suggesters MIDI output to Piano Tech. Now I'm going to open Suggester, of course, and you'll see that there's no way, well, how do I, you can build a new, a new song, but I want to get in what I've already been working with, right? So down here, you'll see this little file icon. We click on this, import document, right? Just go to, you can search for Suggester, just search for Suggester, or go to recent and it'll show you what you've done. There's what did I call it now? Strange. So just tap on this to open it in Suggester, and it's fine. Now, theoretically, we should be able to play what we've had, and this will be related now to AUM's BPM. And of course, we can speed that up. We could say, well, let's have this kind of dispatched. Okay, awesome. So you get the idea. You can build your song and then you can have it played by something else, right? Okay, I'm going to go back to the actual Suggester app now. And now I'm going to load in one that's called Good for Lo-Fi, which I did the other day. So here it is. It's very short, dead easy, and we'll just play it so you can hear it. Now, I'm going to show you something else now. If we change this to guitar, click done, you'll see that all these now change to guitar. Chords. So if you're a guitarist, you're absolutely golden because you can actually see the chords. And if we play this now, okay, so you get the idea there. Awesome stuff. Epic. Let's just make, now it doesn't matter because I'm going to export MIDI, but I'm going to go back to my piano, which I had for this one. And of course, it's going to remember all the cool arpeggios and stuff I put in. Everything is going to be one bar, but like I said, you can go in and change anything you like, anytime you want, the duration, etc. Your arpeggiator, you can sort that out. Here's what we're going to do. Let's hit our little file icon here and go export song. Okay. Now I'm going to say, I'm just going to save this. You can use drag and drop. So I'm going to save this. You can also export your as an audio file, by the way. I think you can change that as well. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to use the MIDI. So save the MIDI. I'm going to go to save to files. I'm going to locate Cubasis. So on my iPad, go and find Cubasis. Now, I may have already put this in here, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go into MIDI. I'm going to go into my MIDI files. And I'm just going to, literally, there's nothing in there. So I'm just going to drop in this file. Close this, and let's go and have a look in Cubasis. So I've just opened Cubasis. I'm just going to create a new project. I'm just going to call this Suggester. There we go. Suggester and create. And now I'm going to go to my media bay. We've got an acoustic piano loaded, but I'm going to go to media bay. I'm going to go to MIDI. I'm going to go to my MIDI files where I dropped them, right? Click on this, and there's my kind of folders full of MIDI. But there it is, good for lo-fi. And I'm going to drag that onto the piano. So flip like this. And there you see my MIDI from Suggester. Now, this is great because I can now edit this MIDI, of course, in Cubasis. I can also duplicate it, chop bits out so I can have bass bits going on. Let maybe do that, right? First of all, let's choose a better sound. I'm going to go to Hallian. Oh, no. I'm going to go to lo-fi piano. So I'm going to initialize this and make my own patch sort of thing. So I'm going to have this a nice kind of mansion reverb. I'm going to flutter it, compress it, reduce it a little bit. And let's see how that sounds. Now, this will be 120 BPM, way too fast, but let's just have a quick listen, see how it goes. Lovely. Now, I think there's a preset in here somewhere that sounds really nice. Is it cassette deck or cabin in the woods? Let me just see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure it might be cabin in the woods. Let's see. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah. So see how awesome this is. Now let's slow this down to a more sensible tempo, shall we? This might sound, see this about around there, it'll sound really nice, I think. So if we duplicate this, right, let's just duplicate that track. So we've got the same thing on each track, but we're going to change the instrument. Let's look at the MIDI, double tap on this, and I'm going to close it in like this. I'm going to make sure I'm on select here, and I'm going to take everything here. So if I just long hold, here we go. And now I'm going to take everything bar my bass notes. I'm just going to delete, erase those. So if I go back down now, you'll see I've just got my bass notes left in. What's this? And I am going to, I haven't got many bass notes. I should have put those in as well. Doesn't matter. You'll get the idea as soon as I start to play it. I'm going to just make sure my channel strip is turned down a little bit for this. I'm going to go in and change the instrument maybe to a let's look in Hallian sonic. Let's look in bass, maybe acoustic. Oh yeah, let's do a acoustic bass. Okay, so I think, listen. Now I reckon I should just make the effort, right, and do this properly. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to copy this MIDI and paste it here. Double click on this and get rid of everything that's above kind of these MIDI notes here, because otherwise, oh, I forgot to put those in and they'd sound really nice. So I'll just do that. And once that's done, I should still have all my bass in. Yeah, this is going to sound better. Yes, definitely better to make the effort to make it sound good. Let's see how that sounds now. That sounds great. Maybe a touch too slow. That's better. Awesome stuff. Let's just quickly add in another MIDI track and open this, go here, go back here, go to audio unit. I will search for suggester. There it is. Open it up. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. So you can see the suggester works also as a you know, audio unit, and you could bring in the same chord sequence again, or you can also like just go in and say, well, I'm going to make another one. Yeah, I'm going to choose a different scale, make a new song. It's really, really, really good. And this will default to the instrument because suggester also works as an instrument, not just as a MIDI effect. Anyway, top job. I'm going to be doing some more suggester tutorials because there's some interesting stuff you can do, and you start to look at the different ways these work, you know. Very cool. Top job. Cool beans. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Ta-da. Let's just close this and play out. That sounds really nice, actually. So